So microplastics are often resulting from degradation of larger plastic like those we use in our daily lives.
So how do these microplastics affecting our life?
So recently there was a study in the US in which they confirmed the presence of microplastic in the testicles of dog and human.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of MySelfCare podcast. I'm Kongzi, your host for today, and joining me today is our pharmacist Chun Yong. Hi Chun Yong.
Hi, morning Kongzi. Thanks for having me today.
Hi morning Chun Yong. So how was your weekend, Chun Yong?
Oh, my weekend. I had a quite packed weekend. So on this Saturday, I joined one of my friend's wedding. It's just a Chinese hotel wedding, and then I have to wake up early the next day because I'm presenting our company to join a public event to raise awareness about infertility, and then there were experts to share about some of the management of fertility issues. Okay, at different stages of life. Okay, and then I think this is overall it's a quite good event because infertility is not really something we talk about publicly. So it's very good to raise the awareness of the public about this issue. So how about you, Kongzi?
My weekend, was great. Just spending good time with my friends and family. Okay, so let's jump to today's topic, Chun Yong. So what are we going to discuss about?
Okay, today we are going to discuss about a very interesting topic. So it's about microplastic and male infertility. So have you heard about microplastic?
Yeah, actually I think everyone knows about plastic. We use plastic in our daily life, and we always know that plastic actually causes environmental problems and also affect our health. Okay, so microplastic, I think as the name suggests, micro meaning something smaller than what we daily see about plastic. Is it something like that?
Okay, so you are somewhat correct. So actually microplastic, they are very tiny particles of plastic which is defined as less than 5 millimeter in size, and then they have nanoplastic which is actually less than 1 millimeter in size, but sometimes they are collectively known as microplastic just in general. So microplastic are often resulting from degradation of larger plastic like those we use in our daily lives, and sometimes they are being manufactured intentionally just for maybe fibers in our clothing and in our personal care products and so
on. With that, I can say that microplastics are actually part of our lives without us consciously realizing it.
Yeah, usually when we talk about plastic, what we can think of are those large plastic that we usually use.
Yeah, you are right. I think we are more familiar about those large plastic. So what we commonly discuss about are this effect of plastic to the environment, and like those traditional plastic that we are using are not biodegradable. Burning of plastic also will release toxic fumes. Even like we can see now plastic found in the stomach of marine species. So how do these microplastics affecting our life?
Okay, we often overlook the fact that for plastic, beyond their environmental impact, they can actually how they affect our life and entering our body, and then after that affect our health. But studies shows otherwise. Plastic had actually found their way to enter our body systems through these microplastics. So there were studies show the presence of microplastic in different parts of the body. For example, microplastic are found in feces, of placenta of unborn babies, and they were in the blood, in lung samples, and so on. So back to our topic about male reproductive system. So recently there was a study in the US in which they confirmed the presence of microplastic in the testicles of dog and human. So this study that includes samples from 47 dogs and 23 men. So the researchers they identified 12 different types of microplastic in dogs and human testis samples. So the most common form of polymer they found are actually from this polyethylene, PE, and then the second most common is polyvinyl chloride, which is commonly known as PVC. So they are widely used in packaging, water supply, agriculture, construction, and the list goes on.
Interesting. So how do this finding prove that microplastic can somehow affect male fertility?
Okay, talking about male fertility, so it's a multi factors can actually affect male fertilities. So potential factors include maybe hormonal changes, trauma, and sometimes genetic and some medications. So back to this study that we talked about just now. So researchers, they were able to examine the testicle samples of dogs, and then they found out higher amount of microplastic can actually is associated with reduced sperm count and testicle weight. So this result actually they reach a statistical significance level.
Okay, so that was the study by taking dog tissue samples. So how about human tissue samples?
So as for human testicle samples in this study, measuring the sperm count was not possible because they were preserved and kept for a long time. However, even though that's the case, the researcher they have a conjecture that if this happened to dogs, it may happen to human. So this may suggest that existence of microplastic in reproductive organ may actually impact our sperm count and also testicle weight.
I see. So can we say that microplastic can cause decline in male fertility?
In fact, we can't really conclude it that way because this study also has some limitations. So first, it involves relatively small numbers of tissue sample obtained only from one state in the US. So further research involving more samples and more comprehensive data may be required to justify that. And then secondly, the human samples in this study, they were actually preserved since 2016. So a long time has passed, so this may impact the results. And then lastly, the study could not account for other factors that could have impacted the amount of microplastic in the samples. So we cannot establish a causality link between the microplastic and male fertility, which means that we cannot say it will definitely cause male infertility. But somehow we can say that the presence of microplastic in our human reproductive organ definitely somehow impact our fertility health or reproductive health.
So just now we talked about the existence of microplastic in our environment and their presence in body part where they shouldn't be. So how are we exposed to microplastic and how do they get into our body?
So plastic, they are everywhere in our daily lives, so do microplastic. So they are in our environment, for example in the air which we breathe in. Okay, so as such they can be inhaled, ingested, passing through our bloodstream and then further into other organs. But then the exact mechanism of how this happens remains unknown at the moment.
I see. This raises many more questions. So while we are aware that the existence of microplastic, but how much are they in different environment like such as office, home, and parks remain unclear. So moreover, the quantities we inhale and ingest daily are still unknown. It's very difficult to measure, isn't it?
Yeah. There's so much more to be discovered, but one thing we can know for sure is that the presence of microplastic in our body definitely affect our health, and then more research is required to find out like the possible adverse effect of microplastic and then to what extent they actually affect our health.
Okay, so now we know about microplastic and its possible effect on our health. Besides reducing plastic use in our daily life, so what else we can do to minimize our exposure to microplastic?
Okay, yes, Konza, actually we can reduce the use of single-use plastic in our daily lives, replacing them with other alternatives, for example, reusable cups, and then some other practical steps that we can take, for example, like avoiding processed and also packaged food, use air purifier or water filter to clean out the water and also the air we breathe in. And then lastly, we'll have to live a sustainable lifestyle and support sustainable practice that reduce the plastic pollution.
Okay. Right, I think thanks Junyong, I think these are very great ideas. So this step not only benefit personal health and also I think it also contribute to a better environmental sustainability. So yet we with plastic production increasing dramatically and much about microplastic remain unknown, so the concerns persist.
Yes, we should be cautious because it's alarming that we are so far into this problem without fully understanding the consequences, so making it increasingly difficult for us to back it up if we have to.
So yes, Junyong, you are right. So I think that marks the end of the podcast for today.
Okay, remember, so if you have any health concerns, always refer to your healthcare professional for advice. And for the coming new year, set a goal of living a sustainable lifestyle, not only for a better and healthier you, and also for our environment.
Okay, so once again, thanks Junyong, and don't forget to share this video to your friends and family. And please subscribe for more informative healthcare content. Until next time, stay healthy.